Having audio problems this morning. Seems to be working now though. All right, so we're on Lake Conroe again. This is our routine. And we are sailing, jib sail only, going about 1.7 miles an hour. I've got bait out for catfish. And right now we're in 28 feet of water and I'm 16 feet down. So I'm gonna go down a couple more. Let me show you that on the screen. Okay, there we go. All right, so you see that little ball that's down about 5 feet behind the boat. In other words, to the right of center, and about 17 feet down. I'm gonna go down a little bit more because there's a lot of fish at the 20 foot and below mark. Okay, so right now we're about 8 feet off the bottom. That's risking it. We could snag, but I gotta risk it some because I haven't been catching any fish the last 3 times out. Nothing. So, anybody in chat? Nope. It's a beautiful day. Anybody in chat? Nope. Sun pops out sometimes. We only got about 5 miles per hour of wind. I've got the jib sail, I would say maybe 1 or 2 turns away from fully deployed. I got Checkers here. He's in his happy spot. He loves this spot right here. Now I have a little blower in my streaming box here, and that blower, it's not blowing hot air. It feels cool actually. It's blowing out. So that might be, even before I had the fan installed though, Checkers, this was his favorite spot, but he might like it more now because it's blowing some air on him. Not strong and not hot. Surprising, I've got a Geekcom mini PC in here, and they claim that this thing can operate in up to 130 degrees. So this one runs at about 4 megahertz processor, and they have another model of this PC that'll do 5 megahertz. But that model has a little bit smaller, lower. This one has a higher container. What do you call it? Chassis. It's a little bit higher, and it's designed to cool better. So, you know, I've had it out here in 95-degree weather already, and it doesn't overheat. It doesn't even feel hot. And the fan is blowing out, so it's sucking air down and out. If I close that cover, then let's go here for a while. Let's see, what's this? Yeah. So if I close this cover, which I do when it rains, I don't latch it, I just lower it, and water doesn't get in there. Of course, I haven't been in a torrential downpour yet, and I haven't had water coming over the bow. If that happens, then I'll have to latch that cover probably. But even then, I've got a boot on this side that has some air gap. That's where my cord comes out, and so it'll pull air through that boot across the box and then out this side here. So I think even if I have that cover tight, and it's really raining hard, it's still going to stay dry inside. It's got a rubber seal around it. So I'm going to give you a tour of this box just to see, and then I'll watch it later on tonight just to see how good this camera works for, you know, pointing things out and stuff. Okay, so where should we start? Let's start with the power. So I have a cord coming in over here. I've got it plugged into my inverter on my boat. So it's 110 volts going in. And then I've got 2 power strips in there, and every single outlet on the power strip, which each of them has about 6, I would say, is used. So that's the power. One power strip goes across this side on the bottom, and one goes across that side on the bottom. And then out of that power strip, I have a 110 volts going through you know, the normal adapter that comes with this PC. That's the Geekcom, what is it? ADM? Shoot. It's not an Intel processor. AMD. It's an AMD processor. It's an i9, and then it's got the AMD graphics. It's not really a graphics card. But it's their version of a graphics card. I guess it's graphics card. So that's being powered out of one of the 110 volt outlets. And then I have another one going to this little box here, which is my batteries for the camera on my head, which is a DG action camera. And I got 2 extra batteries in there, and they're charging all the time. This is the battery, extra battery and charger for the overhead Insta360 camera. So that's being charged all the time. And then this device is a Solo Pro. It's a Live U Solo Pro. And what that's doing is it's bonding the signal. It's my output of my stream is going to that device, and then that device is broadcasting the stream on 4 different modems, plus my Starlink satellite dish that you can see up above on the back here when you go to the overhead shot. So there's about 7,000 gigabytes per second being sent out, and about 1,300 is on each one of the 5 different sending units, basically. So we got signal going out on the modems, and signal going out on the Starlink, and then that signal gets bonded together again at some place, some server somewhere, and then it's being sent to Restream, which is a cloud-based software system that is managing my chat, and it's also broadcasting the signal out to Facebook, Kick, Twitch, YouTube, and LinkedIn. I can do 5 at a time. Sometimes I switch it to Instagram or X. Let's go back to this scene right here. I really should be at sometimes talking into the camera here. Okay, so then up here is a Sony 3000X action cam, and that can zoom, and I've got it on I don't know what these are called, kind of a flexible mount, so that I can turn it down. I can do a checkers cam with it. Let's see if can we see checkers? Yeah. I can do a face cam, or I can actually do a shore cam also, like just turning it that way. Then I've also just got a webcam from my computer mounted up here. And that's so that I can have my face in the shot and checkers sometimes. So this music's getting a little loud. Okay, so then I have my iPhone, which has this 360 cam up above on a 9-foot selfie stick, invisible selfie stick. And so that's my iPhone is Wi-Fi'd to that camera, to that Insta360 camera. And then it's also plugged into an HDMI adapter. So let's see, I've got to fix that. The HDMI adapter has a USB-C port, which I plug in off of the power strip. I plug in a charge cord, and then I also plug in an HDMI cord, and that HDMI cord goes to this YoloBox switching device right here. That's where I control my scenes and go from one camera to another, and I can go to the Livescope. Let's see, I'm at 20 feet and our water's 31, and there's no fish on that line, and there's no fish on that line. So that's one of the phones. Then I have an older Android phone, which is Wi-Fi connected to the camera on my head. And then that has the same kind of HDMI adapter plugged into it, and another USB-C, so therefore those phones are being charged all the time. So I don't have to worry about those batteries going dead ever. And then that one has an HDMI cord also that goes to my YoloBox. Here's my 4 inputs on the YoloBox, and then here's the output, HDMI output. And then I also have a USB here which goes to that webcam. So basically I've got 5 ins and 1 out, and the YoloBox combines it all. Pretty decent device. It's called a YoloBox. It's called a YoloLive is the company. The device is called a YoloBox Ultra. I'm a little bit off course here, so I gotta do some steering. Then I have I got the iPad here, and that has the Livescope on it, and that iPad is Wi-Fi'd to my Garmin GPS map chart plotter. That's the one I've got up high here, and it's Wi-Fi connected. Now, one problem that I got to solve, I'm not sure how to do it yet, but I can't even go to the front of the boat. What I want to do is be able to take one of these phones and put it on my chest and have it Wi-Fi'd to the chart plotter, and I can look at it while I'm up on the bow, either fishing or throwing my bait net. So I can look for balls of bait fish before I go out, and I can throw the net and catch my bait fish while looking at the Livescope on my chest. And the reason it doesn't work is I don't think the Wi-Fi signal in this Garmin can catch my bait fish while looking at the live. Strong enough to even keep it connected. It's kind of sad, but so I don't know if I need some kind of a booster. So in order for that to work, it's getting to be too complicated anyway. For that to work, I've got to have my phone Wi-Fi'd to the chart plotter, and then I also have to have, I've got a Hollyland transmitter and receiver that's supposed to be good up to 1,300 feet. So I put it in my life jacket. I've got a battery that I can put in there, and then I've got the Hollyland transmitter that goes in there, and then that's tethered to my phone. And then that transmitter sends back to the Hollyland receiver, which is right here. So the transmitter looks just like this receiver, and it's down below today because and that seems to have trouble staying connected also. So I'm losing connection when I'm up on the bow, and I think it's for two different reasons. Okay, I gotta get... There we go. I wrap this rope around, this line around the winch, then I go around this cleat, and then I go around this cleat, and it's the whole idea is to keep it away from checkers, so we're not disturbing his nap time. Wind is shifting directions. That's okay, because what I'll do is tack soon anyway, or sooner than I was planning. All right, so let's continue the tour. So the iPad also has the same kind of HDMI adapter. Let me show you what they look like. That's the HDMI adapter right there. Oop, I don't have the right frickin' scene on. Okay, there's the HDMI adapter. And I have three of them. One on this phone, one on that phone, and one on the iPad. So those are all going back to the YoloBox inputs here. And then the output is going over to the... Let's make sure we're transmitting here. Yeah, it looks like we are. And that output goes over to the live view bonding unit. Now, there's a couple reasons why I added the PC to this system. One, I wanted to have background music, and right now I'm just using the free YouTube music. Maybe if I get some more viewers and start making a little bit of money, which is a long ways off, maybe I'll buy some kind of a streaming music service so I can get some good quality music. I mean, this stuff is okay. In fact, I'm enjoying it. I like having it in the background here. Okay, so our wind has really changed directions enough that I think I'm gonna pull the sail over this way. Okay, there we go. All right. So we're going 1.4 miles an hour. So the PC is going to serve several purposes. The first one is the music. And then the second purpose for that PC is I've used OBS and Streamlabs OBS Studio and Streamlabs OBS. I've used them before streaming my iRacing on my other computer. And I'm having trouble I'm talking to the Geekcom company and the YoloLive company for the YoloBox. I'm not able to take that HDMI output and have it be an input to the Geekcom PC. And I think it's because I need a capture card, which I actually have one. But I thought these HDMI adapters were basically capture cards anyway, so I tried one of these HDMI adapters to try to get an input into the Geekcom computer, and that didn't work either. So I've got YoloLive working on a solution. They did say that I probably need a capture card. I have one, and it has an external power source, and it appears that I've lost the plug-in for it. Nobody in chat. So I am not able to test that. I got to go find a universal adapter at Best Buy maybe, or somewhere, to see if I can power that capture card. I think it's an HD60 capture card. I remember buying it and it was pretty freaking expensive, like 60, 70 bucks. So once I get a power source for that, I'll test it. And then that way I can take this output to the YoloBox and I can put it in OBS. And then I can do a lot more, with widgets and chat bots and different things to make the stream look a little better. And notifications, all the stuff that you see normal streamers do. I'm not a normal streamer. I'm a rookie, one. and I'm outside of the box on a lot of stuff. So that's the purpose of the computer. Oh, one more purpose. I have this little monitor here. This is called an 8.8 inch monitor. And right now what I have, I don't think you can probably see it on the screen, but on the left half of the screen, I have YouTube music pulled up in my YouTube studio. And it keeps shutting off every once in a while, so that's why I got to have it up on the screen so I can turn it back on when it craps out. And then on the other side of the screen, I've got Restream chat, and I also have it as verbal chat, so so I can hear it through that speaker. That was another reason for the PC, was so that I could have voice chat. And you can't put voice chat. You can't put Restream voice chat on a mobile device like an iPad, a cell phone. It doesn't work, and you got to have a PC. So now I finally got voice chat, and I can read it as well. And I've got it up so I can read it because I just don't trust the voice chat. It hasn't failed really, but I just want to be sure. I only get if I'm lucky, I get one person per day chatting. You know, you'd think I'd get 50, but I don't think my stream is interesting enough. I'll have to work on that. Okay, the wind shifted again. That's okay. What else about this box? So I've got a normal style mouse that I put on my leg to work the PC. But what I'd like to get, I have a wireless one, but I couldn't find the dongle. I have a wireless mouse, but I couldn't find the dongle. I gotta look again when I get home. But it would be nice to have a handheld mouse. You know, one of those have you ever seen the streamer Sushi Dragon, I think is his name, and he's got IRL streaming to a ridiculously cool. It's a little much, but what he does is amazing with graphics, and you know, he's got it all in his hand. He's got a mouse on his hand that has, I think, multiple different functions, and he can press a button and his face turns into an animal, and it's really I mean, it doesn't look like a real animal, but what does look good is it's perfectly over his face. It's almost like it's a mask, and if he turns his head or walks away, the fake face follows him or stays where it's supposed to be. But the point is that he, what does that say? Low battery. All right, here we go. Let's fix the battery. And to do that, we'll go to this scene here while I fix the battery or replace the battery in the 360 camera. That'll give me a chance to take a look at the lens. I did hit the lens yesterday on my solar panel, so maybe I broke it. Okay, that doesn't look cracked. Ooh, there's a lot of shit on it. It doesn't look broke. This isn't right though. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, so we'll end up rebooting it anyway. So maybe that will solve our weird image problem on this camera. Okay, now we'll turn it on. And then we'll, what's up with that? Okay. Join. Connect now. There we go. Now we have to, what really amazes me and kind of pisses me off sometimes is these cameras, you've got to hit them like, you've got to touch them like 4 or 5 times to get your scene, to get the camera on or get your scene visible. Okay, I got to start watching what I'm doing so I don't whack that camera on the solar panel. Usually I don't look up. I just, okay. All right. Okay, it's fixed. That weirdness in the screen is gone. Awesome. But we did lose the chart plotter. Over here on the iPad. Oh, we're 10 feet off the bottom. What is going on here? Not much wind. Okay, let's go back and we'll check the Wi-Fi looks okay. So let's go to active captain, helm, and it's messing with me. Says it's connected, yet it doesn't come up. So let's go to chart. There we are on the chart. Okay, so we are entering a place, and there's a lot of fish. See where the, you can, we should go here. All right, now I'm not sure if you can see this well enough on the screen, but you can see the little arrow right there. Right there. And we're entering a ledge. All those lines that are really close together there are a ledge, so it's either going to get shallow or deeper, probably deeper. And there is a lot of fish down there. So I'm just going to go down. I'm pretty close to the bottom already. I'm only about 8 feet off the bottom. I'm not going anymore. We're going 1.1 miles an hour. So there's somebody. Lemon pound cake. How you doing? Lemon pound cake. Yeah, I like lemon pound cake. Who doesn't like lemon pound cake? So I'm on Lake Conroe here in Texas, and we're looking at a chart that's showing me that I'm getting into a really good fish area. Now I'm going to turn this, I'm going to see if I can get my Livescope on here. So you can see the bottom of the water. Wow. God dang it. I could really show you something cool. There's a ton of fish down there, and we're going downhill now. We're on a ledge. This would actually be a really good spot to throw a line out. God damn thing. Wow. So I'm going to reboot this chart plotter. See if that's the problem. And at the same time, I'm going to reboot my iPad. Come on. So I can show you my Livescope, my underwater scope, if I can get this thing working. It's been working all morning. But now it's not. Okay, we're rebooting the Garmin and we're rebooting the iPad. So I'm sail trolling. Got my jib sail up. And we're trolling for catfish. So I'll go to settings and I'll connect us Wi-Fi to the Garmin chart plotter. Wow, there's a ton of fish down there. I'm going to lower my hook a little bit because we're really into deep water now. Okay. Okay. Now I gotta go to active captain and I'll go to helm. Oh, you piece of shit. All right, let's go back to the chart. Well, now we're in 49 feet of water. Man, there's a lot of fish down there. You'd think I'd get one. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, that pisses me off when my chart plotter doesn't work. Okay, so it's HDMI 2. Let's pull that out and re-plug it in. So I'm Wi-Fi connected. Well, I'm just gonna have to leave it go, I think. I can't show you my underwater Livescope. Huh. Well, I'm gonna try rebooting this thing again. Hey Raphael, are you a bot or are you a person? I'm not going to your Discord unless we talk first, so if you're a person, holler. Holler at me. What's wrong with this now? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Having problems today. Audio, cameras, chart plotter. Okay. Well, there's the chart plotter finally. Wow. Okay, so we're at 46 feet of water. My hook is down at about 21, 24 feet. It's that white dot that doesn't move because it's following the boat. We're about 5 feet behind the boat and 24 feet down. That's about the level of where there's most of the fish are. So we'll just leave it there. The wind died down. Oh, come on. Fuck. Okay. Look at the fish down there. That's pretty incredible. I'm coming up fairly close to an island here. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to turn this trolling motor off for a while. I've been powering it, using that a lot, and then we'll just start up check our lines first. We're nowhere near the prop. And we'll motor sail for a while. Hopefully the wind picks up again. It usually does about noon. Okay, I kind of want to go, I have this chart plotter up. I'm going to leave it up for a little while because it took me a long time to get it to work even. Okay. One thing I need to do is get more strategic with my trolling. I just ran about maybe 15-20 minutes ago. I ran over a ledge where we went from about 20 feet deep, maybe 25 feet deep, down to about 40, and there was fish everywhere. So what I need to do is follow that trench or that ledge. It's full length from now on. Okay, let's take a chance and see if we can. I'm going to look for that ledge. Close that. We'll go to charts. Come on. Okay, there's the chart. Okay, so we just crossed the creek bed. So if I turn, I'm going to turn and try to get right on that, where all those lines are really close together there. That's the ledge. Let's see now. The ledge I crossed before, though, I think was this one back here. But okay, so now I'm headed up to the creek bed. Let's see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to follow that ledge. I'm going to kind of do a circle. And I want to come back and then follow that ledge as close as I can. So we're in 48 feet of water right now. And I'm down about 25 feet. So I'm going to go down a little more. I'm going to go down to at least 30 feet. Maybe even 35. Okay. Now, I'm gonna do a donut. And I'm gonna head back. So I don't know if you can see my finger pointing, but I'm gonna go right about there. I got the sail out, but the wind died down. It's doing nothing. There's Checkers. Oh, I might have to go down and get your water, buddy. Okay. Yeah, he's thirsty. So I'm gonna get turned here. And then I'm gonna get the motor straight. And then we're gonna set the autopilot. And I'm gonna go get Checkers his water. But I want to change to maybe this scene. Yeah. Okay. And this water is so warm that I don't even want to drink it. So we'll put this water in the freezer. And we'll fill this water. We'll put that one in the freezer. And then we'll get Checkers his water. See, there's some goobers in that. Watch out, buddy. There you go. Let's put this over here. There you go, buddy. Go get your water. You don't want water. I thought you wanted water. Sure looked like it. Okay. Now, let's check and see where we're at. There he's drinking. Good boy. Okay, so we're headed for this area where all the lines are really close together there. And we're going to kind of follow that red ledge. Going 1.6 miles an hour. My lure's down at 35 feet. Music stopped. See that boat over there fishing? They're on that ledge. Okay. I got lots of coffee left. Haven't been drinking it. So right here, this area, where I'm pointing my finger over on the left side of the screen, that's about 22 feet deep, and we are 50 right now. So there's all these lines that are really close together. That's where the depth is changing rapidly. Oh, I'm off course. See how long that thing takes to react to my course change. It really hasn't reacted yet. There it is. Now it's moving. So it's about a 5-second delay maybe. You're a little bit in the sun now, aren't you, buddy? We're going in a direction that I don't normally go. I'm kind of headed for the tip of that peninsula. My finger of water to get to my marina is up on the port side of the boat, going up way over that way. And then there's another finger of water going over this way to the starboard side. And so I'm just headed for the tip of that peninsula. In fact, fairly soon now, we should see the depth start to change. Guess I could read those. What does that say? It's weird that they would create these charts so you can't even read the frickin' numbers. Okay, so we're starting to change depth. I'm going to raise this a little bit. All right, so pretty soon now, because I know roughly where I'm going, I'm going to switch over now to the chart plotter, and you can see my ball there following at the same speed as the boat. It's about 12 feet behind the boat, and it's at 30 feet of depth. I'm going to raise this up because you can see the fish now. The fish are starting to hang out at this ledge. We're at 42 feet, so right now I'm right in the sweet spot of the fish. You'd think I'd get a bite. You know, you just would think so. Okay. Man, there's a massive amount of bait fish for sure. But just fish down there. Checkers, you're getting kind of hot, aren't you, buddy? There's no wind. That's the problem. Okay, depth is changing rapidly now. I gotta raise this up. Where am I at? So I'm about 10 feet off the bottom right now. See how well we're at 28 feet. You can see how many fish are here. Now, what I want to do is go back to the chart, and I want to turn. See, that guy's sitting right on the ledge right there. So I want to turn now, and I want to start following that ledge. I actually went through it. I got to go back. Weird. It doesn't go where I thought it was going to go. Okay, I'm too close to the bottom here. We're only in 23 feet of water now. So he's doing the same thing I'm doing. So now the depth is kind of flattened out at 21 feet. And there's not many fish. So I've got to turn even further this way. This ledge is not straight, it kind of winds. So I've got to stay on it. I'm kind of off of it right now. I think the sweet spot is probably going to be somewhere when the depth is about 30 feet. Look at the fish. Come on, boys. Okay, so now I'm back going over the ledge again. So I went a little bit too far west. Now I'm getting into the ledge again. So I'm going to want to turn a little bit to the port. My line is pretty far back there, almost like I'm off the tether. So when I reel in, the line comes towards me like this, like it's plowing. That means I'm still on the tether. Okay, how's our... Okay, so we're right in the ledge now. I'm gonna go lower this a bit. Okay, so we're just gonna follow this ledge now. I gotta turn a little bit port. Now, if I can stay on this ledge, it should be about 30 feet. So to our starboard side, it'll get to be 50 feet, and to our port side, it'll get to be 20 feet. We're a little bit too deep, too high off the bottom. I'm at 21 feet now. Okay, so we're gonna go a little bit, we're heading pretty much west right now. And then we're gonna turn south a little bit soon to follow that ledge. Okay, so it's getting deep again. So I'm gonna start going port. Let's go down to 25 feet, or right in the fish right now. You'd think we'd get a bite. I mean, what the hell? So if I turn towards port now, we should see the depth go up again.
I noticed that your channel can benefit from a larger audience who help boost your streams with the right support. You can start earning up to $24 per hour. I think I can help grow your channel by getting you 3,000 real followers, 200 live viewers, and active chat engagement every Tuesday. How helpful for fitness affiliate or partner program interesting. Please message me on Discord for more details.
Opcam, if you're a bot, I'm not going to your Discord. If you talk to me now, I will, I'll consider you. Okay, so now we got to turn port to stay on the ledge. And it's working. Our depth is going. It's getting shallower. We're staying in that 30-foot range. Okay, I like this. But right now I'm set up for catfish with bacon on my hook. So, you know, that's probably mostly striped bass. So, okay, now to stay on the ledge, I gotta keep turning port. So if I have the right lures, this could work better. Or live bait. I do have some live bait up there. I got to turn port more. Lots of fish. How am I doing? I gotta go even more to port. This is weird. All right, so if I get the right lure for striped bass, this could work. I don't think the striped bass is going to bite a chunk of bacon on a Rapala. You know what I should do? No, I can't. I was thinking about putting this map plus the chart plotter on two screens, but it's all coming from the same source, so I can't do that. Checkers. Yeah, your favorite spot's got sun in it right now, so you don't like that, do you? So we'll keep heading this direction. And then we're going to be turning starboard fairly soon. In fact, I'm going to start turning starboard now. A little bit more starboard. What does that say? Well, today's a good day then. At least I haven't used these charts very much, and that's definitely the way to do it. Because you can see the amount of fish down there is huge. Well, no, you can't because I don't have it on right now. Okay, so I can take a heading here because I got to go this same direction for a ways yet. So what I'll do is go back to the boat apps, we'll go back to this, and now you can see where my bait is down at about 27 feet. We're in 40 feet of water, and there's just a lot of fish down there. They don't like my bait. This one here is not down deep enough. I'm going to go to 40 feet now. 39, there's 40. Another 5 feet out. 5 feet out probably drops it about 2 feet only. There's a dead fish. I'm going to have to turn more to starboard soon. You know what? I might need to get another downrigger because this trolling here is not working. Well, nor is the downrigger right now. Probably getting close to where I've got to start turning soon. Not yet. I'm going to go right where that bump is. In fact, I'm going to start turning now. Yeah, in fact, I probably should have started turning sooner. Okay, our depth is changing, it's getting shallower. I want to go right next to that hump. Where's my ball? There it's at. It's good there. Probably should have went to the left of that ball. That hump, I mean. Okay, so now we know where to find the fish at least. Right? They're on the ledge. So next time what I'm going to do is I'll use my catfish bait in the beginning of the trip, but then when I get out here and I get near the first ledge, I'm going to take the bacon or whatever catfish stuff I have on it, I'm going to take that off. So now I know how to stay in the band of fish at least. This is pretty cool. Okay, so I went by that hump. Now I'm going to start turning port again. And I'm going to go across. I'm going to go across this ledge. Once I get in it, maybe I'll stay in it for a while. Let me see how that is in relation to the shore. Where is the shore? Why am I not seeing the shore? Okay. What time is it? 11:30. I'm going to head for that other hump. You know what I could do is I could do a big circle. That'd be just about the right amount of time. So there's an inlet of water over there somewhere. I think I see it. I gotta be kind of heading for that. How's my depth? Ooh, I'm right near the bottom. Wow, that was close. $26. I need to be a little bit more starboard. Okay. Am I headed for it now? I think I am. So what I got to get, I need to buy some monofilament leader. I'm just using the old style metal ones. And I've got on both of them, I've basically got like a catfish rig where it's got a little float and a half-ounce lead. Okay, I got to turn a little bit port. I want to go right over the top of that bump. So now, if I have two outriggers, downriggers, I'm not going to be able to watch both balls. So now I can see, I'm way off course. I'm missing my bump. Now I can see where an automatic downrigger or a better readout would be good. Yeah, I gotta turn port, hard port, to go over that bump. Should be able to see it in the depth. Yep, now we're getting shallow quick, I think. You could say I'm practicing. I don't have the right lure on right now for striped bass. But at least I'm figuring this out, I think. Okay, so now we're headed towards the bump. And it is getting shallow fast. No fish over it though. 19. Yeah, we're going over it right now. Okay, so we're over the top of the bump. And now we're going down the other side of it. That's pretty cool. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to start turning starboard. I'm going to put this back on for you guys. I'm going to turn starboard. It's going to get deep for a while, but then I'm going to get back on the ledge. I'm going to make a circle back because there's another ledge right out in here. What's going on with our depth? It's getting shallow really fast. Okay. There's like a huge hump down there. I can see it on my other sonar. That's kind of fun, really. I'm getting to the point where I might start outsmarting the fish. They're still smarter than me. Hey, Yurda. How you doing? I'm doing great. This is, how can it be more fun than this? I'm on Lake Conroe in Texas. And what I'm doing, I'm trolling, so I'm going 1.8 miles an hour, and I'm in 18 feet of water, and I've got a downrigger here. There's a 5-pound ball weight hanging down there, and you can see it on the screen. It's about 4.5 feet behind the boat, and it's down around 12 or 13 feet down. So that's where my lure is. What you can see there is the ball, the 5-pound weight. And what I'm doing is following some ledges in the water. I'll show you that. So if I go to this screen here, charts I need. Okay, so what I'm doing, see where the lines are really close together on that screen? That's a ledge. In other words, it's the depth is changing rapidly whenever those lines are really close together like that. So you can see I just went over the top of that little rise in the water there, like a little bump. This is a backwater, so there's a lot of terrain difference. There's hills underneath here and bridges and old roads and old creek beds. So what I'm going to do is I'm headed, where am I headed right now? I'm headed west, and I'm going to go a little bit further, and when I get into that area where the lines are really close together, I'm going to start turning starboard. I'm going to try a different scene here for you. There's my boat from above. So now I'm getting, let's see, we're at 19 feet of water. I'm getting close to where those lines are really close together, and then I'm going to start turning starboard. And I'm going to follow that's a ledge, or like a ridge under the water. And I'm going to follow that. I'm going to make a great big circle around, headed back towards my marina. Okay, so now I start turning starboard. Where are you from, Yurda? There's a big ball of bait fish there. So I got to get a kind of a heading here. Where do I want to head towards? Okay. So I want to be turning more. What's our depth? So it got a lot deeper here. So I'm going to lower my bait. Let's go back to this. Okay, so now you can see we are in 30 feet of water and I'm at 12 feet with my bait. So I'm going to lower it down to about 20. I don't like to get any closer than 10 feet from the bottom because I don't want to get a snag. Okay, so we'll kind of keep this heading for a while. Something's pulling on my line. Still tethered to the ball though, so I didn't catch anything. Let's go back here now to the chart, and I need to turn more starboard. So I want to follow that area where all of the lines are really close together. That's a ledge. I've got my sail out, but the wind died down, so I'm motoring. Later on, when I'm headed back to my marina, maybe the wind will pick up. It usually does in the afternoon. So I'm going to do a big circle following that ledge. Let's lower this down again because we're in 37 feet of water. I'm going to go down to about 27. There. Now I'll have to bring it up again. Probably. I really don't have the best lure on right now for what we're most likely going to catch on these ledges are striped bass or hybrid bass. Got to go up a little bit. So we'll be doing kind of a big circle here. And we'll do a pass over the top of that little mound. You can see where, if you follow my trail over on the right side of the screen, you can see where I went over a little mound in the water. And when I get completely do this circle following this ledge, I'll go over that again. There was a lot of fish there. So that line, you can see the ball, and then behind the ball there's another little smaller, what looks like an object. That's the tether that's connected to the ball, and then it's connected to my line. Now, because I have raised this a little bit without pulling my, cranking my fishing reel, you can kind of see the line. It sort of goes back in almost like a loop. In fact, if I reel this in a little bit, you'll probably see that loop change up some. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Well, I don't even have it on the screen. How about that? There. Where are you from, Yurda Pool? The wind has changed so much that I suspect a storm. All of a sudden it's coming out of the, what's it coming out of? It's coming out of the east. Okay, let's go back to the chart just to make sure I'm still on course. I am. But I do want to straighten it out a little bit. So this ledge hasn't had much in the line of fish for some reason. We'll start turning starboard again. So my depth is changing quite a bit, so I'm going to lower this again. I'll go down to about 20 feet. We're in 29 feet of water. Okay, let's check our course. Keep whacking my monitor. Okay. Now I'm going to head right back for that little mound there.
I noticed that your channel could benefit from a larger audience to help boost your streams with the right support. You could start earning up to $24 per hour on Kick. I can help grow your channel by getting you 3,000 real followers, 200 live viewers, and active chat engagement. Everything you need to become eligible for Kick's affiliate or partner program. Interested? Please message me on Discord for more details. World 117.
Are you there, Yarden Pool? Talk to me. 1.8 miles an hour. I'm going to lose them. Put these on for a while. I'm getting blinded. Thought I heard thunder, but I think it's a helicopter. Although it's a little bit far away to be able to hear it. Yeah, that's the helicopter. It's over my head now. Looks like military. With the helicopters, the 2 helicopter crashes recently. Every time I see one, I'm expecting them to fall out of the sky. Okay, so I'm headed to go right over the top of a little pond, what was a pond. I don't know if that's a good place to fish or not. It'll have a ledge. When I get in, I'm going to make a salad. I bought one of those red tagged salads at Kroger yesterday, the ones that are beyond the date, for $2. A Southwestern with corn and stuff on it. I make salads. My salads are awesome. What in the heck is that? Looks like a freaking tree under the water. Gone by and we didn't snag, so anyway, I'll usually start out with, I'll buy these salad kits, and I buy them from Kroger, and I buy them with the red tag. They're usually about $4, maybe $5 for a salad, and like the one I got yesterday is in a tub, so it's a one serving salad. But I'll usually buy the bag kit, and then I add so much to it that I can get two big salads from one bag. Today I won't, but that's my normal routine. And I add, usually I'll have green peppers, I'll have tomatoes from my garden, I'll have green peppers from the store, tomatoes from my garden, jalapenos from my garden, and long Chinese beans, 3-foot long beans from my garden. And then I have enough spinach to feed a whole family for a month probably, if that's all they eat. Okay, so I'm going to lose my battery on this camera. Last time I actually changed it without taking it off my head. How about that? There we go. Got the door open. Got the battery. Put the new battery in. Sure we can. There we go. Pop that down and then press start. Usually it makes a noise. There we go. It's on. Now we'll put that back into charge. Shut the little door, and then we'll start pressing this about 6 frickin' times to get the camera back on. There's 3. There's 4. There's 5. And there's 6. Okay, so we're back on. That one's not in view anyway right now. Okay, so I better check my course. So let's go back to chart. And we're just about ready to go over that pond. What the heck is going on the back of that boat over there? That's weird. What is that? That is, let's see. I don't know if you can see it with my camera, but there's a fishing boat over here, and there's a guy fishing on the front, yet he's got something spraying water on the back, almost like a jet or a trolling motor out of the water. So he's jigging like crazy. What are they fishing for there? I'm gonna watch him. What's up with that trolling motor out of the water in the back? Is that something to attract fish? That's a massive engine he's got on the back of that boat. Let's see. Can you see that boat from the overhead camera? I doubt it. Okay, so he just put that fishing pole down. Now he's going back to the trolling motor that's spraying water. He just shut it off. Pulling it up now. Huh. That is a really awesome looking motor on that boat. I wonder what that is. It's kind of squarish. He's got a screen that looks like about at least a 17-inch, maybe bigger. Okay, so he's looking for fish. So that trolling motor splashing like that with the prop half out of the water, he must be trying to attract fish with that. Okay, so we're going to lower this down. Oop, getting shallow. That must have been the, is that the pond right there? Yeah, I'm right over the pond. That's why the depth changed so much. I went over the top, right over the top of the pond. See that? You doing okay, Checkers? I think you like this. I'm pretty sure Checkers likes this. I mean, he gets to sleep next to me all day. As long as he's in the shade, he likes it. If he's in the sun, he don't like it at all. So, and then I reach down and pet him every once in a while. I think that's a good life. When I'm at the boat, I take them for at least 3 walks a day. I take them in the morning, then we come out. I usually get back in about 1 or 2. Today it should be about 1. And then I reset everything, the stream and the boat, for overnight. Today I'll be going back home. I've got my wife's car. My daughter took her to work this morning. We only have 2 cars and we have 3 drivers. And I don't want to buy a 3rd car because I'm going to go on this Great Loop adventure for a year in this boat. And I don't want to have a car sitting around doing nothing for a year. Maybe I'll buy one when I get back. We'll see. No fish today again. So, but we still have a good chance when I get back close to the marina. I wonder if I could go like this. I wonder if this will work. Let me take this. Test. That's still working. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around our little monitor here with my mouse cord and see if that keeps it from falling over. How about that? I think that's going to work. We're in 20 feet of water and we're at 12 feet. Now, I don't want to go too close to that point because I've gotten snags there twice. Okay, so how much line do I got out there? I got about 25 feet of line out there, which means there's 15 feet underwater. And at the angle that's, let's say that, how far? It's got to go 25 feet to drop about 9 or 10. So that's 2 feet back to 1 foot down. So if I've got 15 feet underwater, that means I'm 7 foot below the surface back there. Maybe. And over here on this side, I'm 12 feet below the surface, about 13, 12 and a half. And my bait back there, I've got a lure, like on this one here, I've got a deep dive lure with a big chunk of bacon hanging on it. Because I really would like to catch striped bass. And you're not going to catch a striped bass with a big chunk of bacon hanging on it, probably. But I wanted to catch a fish today, one way or the other. So I went for catfish because I'm more likely to catch one. Okay, we're still tethered. I'm leaving that sail out. It's not doing nothing. But, I mean, the wind was supposed to pick up this afternoon. So maybe I'll get a little bit of it sailed before I get back to the marina. We'll be back probably close to 1:30. Okay, so let's check our chart because we lost the chart plotter anyway. Okay. Let's get these off. Let's get these on. There is a big ridge over here. That's where I want to get to. Once we get to this ledge straight ahead, I'm going to turn and we're going to follow the ledge a little ways. It's getting hot now. It's starting to sweat. But I mean, it's not that bad. Nobody in chat. Well, I've had some successes today. One, I've learned how to follow the ledges. And with the right lures on, I think I can catch some striped bass. And in fact, I can probably get up on the bow and do some casting also while I'm following the ledge. Now, if I really got good, what I would do is map following that ledge like I did today, and then have the trolling motor follow it. Got a fish off to our right. I'm going to raise this a little bit. I'm only 5 feet off the bottom. I'm going to go to 35 now. Pull that in 5 feet. And I'm headed right for that ledge. And then I'll be turning to the port and I'll be making a circle because that's what the ledge does. I'll show you. I'll even show you. See that ledge coming up there? That dark spot. We're going to catch the what end? Like the west edge of it. And then we're going to carve back east and make a big circle and come out to the center of the channel. How's our depth? Our depth is good. There's another dead fish. That's like the third one. You know what? I think when it's wavy or windy, you can't see the dead fish on the surface. Because today I've seen 3. Okay, we're in 15 feet of water now only. This is about where I've gotten snags. I'm headed right for the end of that ridge. Go down a little bit, a couple feet. Now I'm about 9 feet off the bottom. I can't believe I get paid to do this. Oh wait, I'm not getting paid. That's right. Start heading a little bit port. I've got to almost burn a Yui up here because this ridge goes like that. And I've passed over it before. I hope it's not a big line of trees or something. We're in 22 feet and I'm at 11. I'll go down another foot. I don't see any fish anyway. Pretty soon I'm going to start turning. I see guys fishing out here all the time. What happened to the music? Okay, now let's start turning. And let's slow down a little bit. Okay, so now I have to turn. Actually, it's going to be kind of weird. I'm going to be heading almost out of here. Let me see this thing. Okay, I gotta turn sharp now. I don't think I started turning soon enough. And I'm not seeing any fish. Well, we're just trying it out. I don't think I'm in gear. I wasn't. Ha. No wonder. Okay, so there's the ledge. That's the ledge right there. And there's some fish. So I just passed over it, the steepest part of it, but now I should be coming back. Should be coming back over it. Ooh, that was close. Almost birdcaged it and almost pulled it off the tether. Okay, so where are we? All right, so we're not on the ledge anymore. So I might as well just start turning. That thing goes way out that way. It does go almost a 180. So I'm gonna cut back over this way. It was a good experiment. That's probably, that would be a hard ledge to follow. Okay, where are we headed now? Now we're on a ledge right now. I could just about head in. Hi, Mary.
Hey, are you coming home today?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Can you pick up Mom from work?
sure.
Okay, because I thought I did have, class today, but I do.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was planning on picking her up.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Bye.
Yep, bye. Okay, we didn't even lose our camera. Okay. Looks like we're on the bottom. Holy shit. That happened fast. Okay, so it's 12:30. We'll go in and take a pass by the floating breakwater, see if we can't get a catfish. For whatever reason, most of the catfish I've caught them on my way back in the fingerlet of water here. We lost our music. How is that possible? Hmm? Whoa. We're off course big time. I wonder if summer, if that's maybe not the best time to catch catfish or something. Because I was catching a catfish almost every time I went out. Now this is my I've had 3.5 trips out with nothing. And for me, I am not a sports fisherman. I mean, I get a thrill out of catching a fish, but it's more of I'm a fish catch, clean, and eat guy. I get more pleasure out of the process, refining the process to catch the fish, and then catching the fish is kind of cool, but eating them is the coolest. So it's like a productivity thing. I'll catch and release anything that I think is too small, too small to eat or, isn't legal. Like I caught about a 12-inch striped bass and I let that go. Why is this so far out? Okay, it's still tethered. So I got to go on Facebook Marketplace and see if I can find another Scotty outrigger for sale. Cheap. I think they're about $250 new. And not that Scotty manual is the best, but I wouldn't mind having either two manuals or two automatics. And I spent enough money on this boat, I don't really want to spend. To buy two automatics, it's probably, I don't know, I'll bet it'll be $500 minimum. You doing okay, Checkers? He's panting a little bit. He's hot. It doesn't look like we're going to get enough wind to sail, so I probably should just pull that sail in. What do you think, Checkers? I'll do it. So we'll take this off of here and toss it up there. And we'll get this guy here. We won't toss it, but we'll take it with us. Like so. And then around here, how's my depth? 24 and I'm at 15. How about my course? I am off course. So let's get on course. Right about there. And then we'll set the autopilot and we'll pull the sail in. Why is that making that funny noise? I love the way that works. Okay. Okay, that's latched. Then we'll put this starboard sheet in here. And we'll latch that guy. We'll get this ready to go for when we dock. Okay, we lost our music again. Okay, depth is, we're a little bit high. We're on the 17 feet. Okay, we can shut the autopilot off. Okay. That girl looks topless, but I don't think so. Oh, come on. Okay. Well, at least I don't quit. You know? We're going to step it up. The next time I go out, I'm going to start out with catfish bait. And then when I get out by the ledges, I'm gonna pull the catfish bait off and troll with something that would be better for striped bass. I wonder where everybody goes with their boats. Do they just go out there and swim? Or what? I know where fishermen go. Anybody in chat? Nope. Okay, we're at a ledge now. Nah, not really. But I do see some fish. There's a huge bunch of fish going right by my lure. Why? Why do you guys go by it like that? Those big ass Texas wasps. One just landed on my net right there. 100 yards from shore. They must be able to do some distance. Well, it's a good day. Not a good day for sailing, but we tried, and we got a little bit of sailing in. Maybe we'll catch a fish yet. That'll make it a perfect day. It's probably about 90 right now, I bet. 88 or so. With no breeze, so that it's a little warm, but I'm fine. my audio still working? Yep. Not a great day for streaming though. I didn't really have anybody, nobody chatted, and twice I had to I started the stream 3 times. The first 2 times, one, I didn't have my mic even on me, first time. Second time I put it on me, I started the sending unit on the mic, and I thought I pressed the button on the receiver like 2 or 3 times, and then I decided to just go on to something else and come back to make sure it went on, because sometimes it takes a little while. You press the button and you got to wait 10 seconds, and I was impatient enough that I went on to the next task, planning to go back and check it again, and I forgot to check it again, and it didn't start. So I don't want to go over 3 hours streaming anyway. I don't even know how long we've been going. So, you know, I started it late. So this song is weird as hell. And what are those guys doing over there? But at least when I hear it, I know I've gone through my full circle of genres. So we're 19 feet of water. We're at about 13, so we're 6 feet off the bottom. I've gotten snags here. That's a little bit low. I'll go up a foot.
Happy day. This is saving tomatoes from themselves. Lily's pursuing her dreams. Lilies are fixing the machines. And new foreigners are preventing my cows from getting into her garden. Notice they're my cows. They get in the garden.
Lost my chat.
I'm explaining why I was afraid my kids were going to turn out good and what I'm doing.
There we go. Turned on Justin Rhodes' vlog. I used to watch him all the time. I don't watch him too much anymore. But one rare time that I was watching him recently was when North Carolina had hurricane. When the rivers all flooded there and that disaster happened. When was that? Probably not quite a year ago. I just happened to be watching his vlog, and it was like the day of the storm. He must have, I don't know how he published it, but it was him and his wife and their kids trying to save things on their farm as the water was rising. And maybe it was live. So I'm going to tuck in close here. Wow, there's a kitchen over there that's just blowing smoke like crazy. I wonder what that is. The fajita place, maybe. So I'm going to tuck in close to the floating dock and take one last swipe slow with the trolling motor, and we're going to catch a catfish. In fact, last week I caught 2, one on each pole. So, I mean, it's possible, right? But this guy I better bring in before I slow down. So let's start the trolling motor. Okay, and then we can turn this guy off. How's our depth? Our depth is good. With the motor off, I can turn the volume of the music down. So we're at 11 and we're in the 17 feet of water. Last chance to bite, you guys. Come on. Oof, that's a cool looking boat. Wow. Nice colors. Look at the bimini top on that thing. Okay, we're 5 feet off the bottom. Pretty cool. You can just cruise along with the... Why is that acting like that? Okay, so I think I'm off the tether. Might mean I have a fish. Nope. I might have had a bite there or a slight snag. Okay, so I'm about 8 feet, right about there. Now, I don't know if this dock has cables or not. You would think it might. Ooh, there's an object underwater right there, I think. Where's this? Okay, we're good. Okay, so let's go down, speed down to 3. I might go up on the deck. Should I? Jesus Christ. No fish. You got about 100 feet. That's all you got. If you're gonna bite, you gotta bite now. Nobody's in chat. So it's 1 o'clock. That's just about right. I want to start heading home maybe 3-ish. Okay, there's only 10 feet left. Come on, you guys. Now's the time. All right. That was your last chance. Got tons of bacon hanging off of it. I don't know what's going on. Don't know what the problem is. Ooh, I didn't have that pole latched. Okay, well, smooth operator at least, right? We can give it pretty smooth fishing operation too. We didn't lose any lures. Okay. Trolling motor's off. Let's trim it up. But we're not going to stow it because it is not stowing properly. Now it won't even come up. What the fuck is up with that? What happens if I press stow? Nothing. Okay, that will not be right. But at least it's up. It's up there beeping. I mean, there's no wind, so I should be doing this almost perfectly. And I usually get it pretty damn close. I might be a little bit too close this time. Yep. I got too close to the dock. As soon as I said the word perfect, I bounced off the dock. Wow. This is not good. I'm like a freaking mile off now. Now I'm coming in crooked, so I'll have to, it'll be even more difficult. Uh-oh, that is a problem. Got lucky. You got a funny look on your face, Checkers, and you should. Your daddy did a terrible job docking today. Okay. Oh. Oh boy. What a goofball today. I'm not a goofball all the time, but today I am. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna guess about right there. We'll get the AC going for Checkers. Okay. About there. Okay. We don't need that anymore. Okay, this one, maybe just a hair tighter. Okay, that's good. See, that motor's not stowed right. I'm gonna have to reset it again. Oh, I forgot to unpin that aft line. I got it clipped. Okay, that looks good. All of that looks good. Now we'll turn on the air conditioner. With the touch of a button. This is our door when the air conditioner is installed. Okay, now let's go over here. We'll unclip this. Now we're ready to pull that. This will be going up inside. Now we'll pull the rudder up. Oh, we lost the camera. Which one? God dang it. That one. Huh. That's weird as hell. I must not have put that rudder down this morning. Huh. It's up. It's up. What's up with that? It's up. It's what's up? Pull the dagger board up. It's full of water. Drains out as you bring it up. So it is kind of heavy. There we go. We'll put that in there. We'll tuck that in. You're supposed to take those off, but I'm not a good boy. Okay, I'm going to leave this thing parked as it is because it's not hurting anything. Shut that off, then we'll unplug it so we can charge it. Charge the batteries. Ooh, careful. Now, might as well go and tie that port aft line off. I just don't want that dangling quite as far. I just leave those on, I don't know. It's probably a big no-no. Okay, it was a good day. No fish, but We're getting better at it. Instead of doing that, what I should do is do it right. Sort of right. Now, if that bacon ferments overnight, maybe it'll be even better tomorrow. Okay, let's pull this over here. Okay. Is there anybody in chat? Nope. Okay, if somebody's watching, thanks for watching. If not, that's okay. We're still practicing anyway. So I'm going to shut the stream down. Probably see you probably Wednesday morning.